So this is part 2 of my epic fishing story, and I recommend you go back and listen to part 1, but either way it's hilarious. So in part 1 I was talking about this dipshit who's out there trying to catch a fish in the surf. He had a pole that casted real good, but the reel didn't work, so it wouldn't wind up. So he was trying different methods, and he finally tries to run up the beach with his pole, and he breaks it in half. But so this dude doesn't give up, man. He re-rigs Nubby, and he baits and casts out, and every time he gets a bite, he runs and grabs it, snatches it to set the hook, and takes off running up the beach, and everybody's pointing and laughing at this dude. But every time, all he drug up out of the water was little 6-ounce weights and his empty hooks. He never did catch a fish, So he goes and re-rigs, casts back out, and he sets his pole down on the pole holder. By this time, the tide had came in a little bit, so his pole holder that was in right at the edge of the water is now about 8 inches deep, so it's out a little ways. So he gets a bite, he snatches the pole and tries to set the hook, takes off running up the beach, and this fish is taking line, so he's got a pretty good one. He's running up the beach, and my buddy's like, there he goes again. Got him another sinker fish. It's gray, about 6 ounces. Son of a bitch is so fast they had to put a number on him. Everybody who heard him is busting out laughing. I'm dying laughing watching this dude. So he's running up the beach and he runs out of room. So he stops and he starts winding the line up in his hand as fast as he can, trying to keep tension on the fish. And so he gets the fish in. He gets about 1 or 2 inches of water, and it's a good one. So he starts walking down toward the water while he's winding the line up. And I guess he doesn't realize it, but he's walking faster than he's winding. So he's giving the fish slack, but the fish is flopping around. He can't swim yet. So he's winding it as he walks down. He gets about halfway down the beach near his other pole holder, and the fish gets in deep enough water to swim off. And the fish takes off swimming and back into the surf, and the dude goes back into panic mode, and he starts to take off running up the beach, and he instantly doubles back. He looks like he's running circles by his other pole holder. But the fish is still on the hook, and he realizes it, so he goes back running up the beach. And there's line everywhere, man. He pulls the fish back in. This time he pulls the fish up out of the water, and I'm like, there you go, buddy. I'm thinking he might catch him this time. He pulls it 6-7 foot out of the water onto the sand. And I guess the fish wrapped around the pole holder that's out in the water. And I think he had walked around the other pole holder that's up the beach, because he's walking down trying to wind it up around his hand as he's going, and the fish starts flopping his way down closer to the water a couple feet. So the dude takes off running, and he gets about halfway down the beach by his other pole holder, and his foot snatches the line, and it snatches the fish up off the ground, and the bait goes flying out of his mouth, and the fish lands a couple feet from the water. He snatched it backwards. So he panics, and he drops that line, and he grabs the line underneath him and takes off running, and it's loose, and he's running up the beach, and he finally gets tension, and it snatches the hook out the fish's mouth and snatches him further toward the water in a couple inches of water. So now this dude's at the top of the beach, and he's all the way at the top of the beach, and the fish is in the water with no hook, flopping around. So now it was a race. The guy's takes off running down the beach, and he's bitching. He's like, son of a bitch. He's running down. It was a race, and the fish winds up flopping into a little bit deeper water right before he can get down there, and waddles his way out and swims into the surf and gets away, man. Poor guy. Never did catch a fish that day. And that was one of my best days fishing, and all I did is spectate. But I appreciate everybody who watched it to the end. Subscribe if you want to hear more stories like this one. Thank you.